and
Right.
we can build them for you. So with that being
Cool.
said, let's kick off today's training. Now, thanks for coming, Stephanie. It's just you and I, so we can do a real nice open training today on this. I do record all of these,
Okay.
and then I put them inside of the program training center,
Right.
which you have full access to. Um, so you can go back and like if there's an interesting topic like the three buying personas or how to dominate in a market. I had a really great conversation with a guy today that is not in the contracting industry. Ironically enough, he owns a butcher shop.
Okay.
And he came for a business line, which is why we're doing this topic today. So we're talking about business lines of credit, right? And you can see my screen okay?
Yep, I can. Thanks.
Cool. So he came and he's like, hey, we want to expand nationally, kind of like Omaha, but not really to compete against Omaha Steaks, right? And he said, where do I start? I said, you start in your zip code. You become amazing in your zip code. And then you go from there. He goes, I don't understand. I said, well, do you remember the Truman Show? And he's like, yeah, the Jim Carrey movie, right? It was kind of silly. Everything was perfect in his bubble. But then at the end, he realized he was just in this fake world. I said, but us as contractors and in business, and he's in a butcher shop, which is completely unrelated, but related to what we're doing today. I said, if you become amazing in your zip code, in your Truman bubble, and you do everything to capture the market share, you do reviews, referrals, rewards, retention, you offer finance, you advertise, you promote, your trucks are wrapped, you're doing all the things necessary to be the only butcher shop in 33441, or now my new zip code, I should 84049, right? Then you just take your model, good morning, Jesus, and you go to the next zip code. Because if you can do it once, you can do it twice. And that's
Yeah.
how Ray Kroc built McDonald's. He did it once, and then he did another one, and then he system, process, system, process, system, process. And it's the same thing in home improvement contracting. If you become the most a brilliant deck builder in your area, and you know all the reasons why and how you did it through your systems and processes, you just go to the next zip code. So
Right.
that's what they
Yeah.
came for a line of credit. And then I had another call on the way back from the closing yesterday, and he needed a line of credit. And I told Tiffany, I said, I'm going to do tomorrow's training class on business lines of credit. Now, with this being said, I'll kick this off. We have a devoted team here at Improvify, just like Purple Apple Loans on the mortgage side.
Hmm.
Have an entire team here to help businesses with lines of credit. And and as we go through some of the screens and kind of talk this through, they're a marketplace. It's a soft credit pull. You're not obligated to say yes at all. That's exactly what I told the gentleman yesterday when he got a quote. I said, you are not obligated. Make sure that you do we do consultations just like when a client comes on board here to make sure that we're lining it all up because there's different types of business capital, lines of credit, MCA, some types of loans out there. So we want to make sure that we're getting people aligned with the proper loans. So let's dive into this bad boy today. First and foremost, if there's not a quote out there, I'm going to make it, right? I made this one this morning. I thought it was kind of cute. So here it is. A line of credit in your pocket is like a tool in your toolbox. You might not use it every day, but hey, there's going to be a day when you need it and nothing else will do that job. It makes sense because here's what happens, Stephanie and Jesus. Thanks for joining, man. I don't know if you can hear me. Um, Roofers, I love them. A lot of them use us, are notorious for seasonality. Like there's season where they just crush it and they do so well. And they're buying Tesla trucks and they're having them wrapped and everything's great. They're walking on clouds and they're buying steak dinners for their wives, right? So, and then I start getting phone calls right about now going, hey, Chris, man, can I get some capital, right? We need to get through slow season.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks ago, I got a, hey, Chris, a piece of my equipment broke. We don't know what to do, right? So here's why today's call is so important. You get money when money is good. You get money when things are good in your business. A line of credit is a safety net.
Hmm.
I like lines of credit. I've been doing mortgages my entire life. We always offered lines of credit to consumers when rates were good on the equity in their home because we never knew if they wanted to to what we do with our high loan. We didn't know if we wanted to pull the money out to do a home improvement project. Tiffany and I are not just members, we're clients and we're users too. We obtained a line of credit on our home, not just to launch parts of our business last year, but we did $100,000 home improvement so we could sell our house for 1.1 million when it would have sold without the home improvement at 700. So, with that being said, when times are good is when people should unlock the lines of credit for their business. You don't have to use it all. You can kind of sit on it because there's draw and redraw periods. Now, I'm not going to get into super specifics of any particular line of credit today. I'm going to take a broad stroke to plant some seeds. So if you need it now or if you need it in the future, you can obtain one. So what we're going to talk about today is introduction to the business lines of credit, the simplicities of them, the benefits, the when and how and why to use the line of credit, what you should use it on, how to qualify, how to apply, overcoming objections. Well, the objections are quite simple. They're the ones that you have. And I had one yesterday and the guy's like, geez, is this a good rate? I'm like, I don't know. Obtain some more quotes out there to make sure it is a good one. So, just like
Yeah.
when you meet a homeowner, and I like to tie this into what we do and Improvify them, sometimes they want an unsecured loan, and sometimes they want to use the equity in their house. And if you've got a savvy consumer, you don't want to lose the deal if they come down to say, hey, I want to check my local bank or credit union out. You now have through Improvify a secured loan to do that right at the point of sale. So they can look at an unsecured loan and a secured loan and make a buying decision without you leaving.
Hmm.
Cool. How to determine if a business line of credit is right for you? Well, we're kind of talking about it now. You want to make sure that you need funding, or you may need funding in the future. If you have a cash flow issue, if you have expensive equipment that may need maintenance repairs, if you have short-term gaps in your cash flow. This is the time of the year where a lot of our roofing folks up in the north can't put roofs on. And if they don't have repair, exterior, or window stuff going on, these are the types of gaps that the line of credit can help. And the beautiful thing is that you can pull off of it and then you can pay back into it. Sometimes it's just a quick, I need to buy this XYZ. The equipters that contractors use, fence guys, they have these pole diggers that are, 8, 9 grand, a line of credit sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the line of credit is easier than getting an equipment loan because when you need an equipment loan, you actually need to have like the VIN number and stuff to apply for that. And it takes a little bit of time. Then they got to send the money to the dealership. So
Right.
a line of credit is yours to use, pull off, send, pay. As you make money, pay it back in. And that's where you can pay back the funds very quickly, and then you can adequately manage your line of credit, including whether loan repayments fit into your current budget. So sometimes there's a minimum monthly payment. Maybe
Hmm.
it's interest only for a period of time. And then sometimes you're paying more money in just to pay the darn thing off because there's no prepay. So, just like a home line of credit, it would be the same thing for a business line of credit as well. So introduction to them, they've been out there for a long time. It's a flexible financing option to provide the access funds when you need, and then it'll set up to a credit limit. And it works just like a credit card. Essentially, you can pay the interest on the amount that you draw and then pay it back as you go on. How and why is it relevant? We've kind of talked a lot about this. Cash flow gaps, um, factoring, accounts receivable. Oh my goodness, that's huge, huge in the roofing space.
Yeah.
Especially when they're doing like a large outlay of insurance projects and they're waiting for mortgage endorsements to come in. Now that is another reason why in Improvify we like the roofing pros that may be listening to this video down the road to offer a financing solution because of the cash flow and the delayed payments on mortgage and insurance projects that take forever. Sometimes consumers just are okay with having a 12-month same as cash, or they want to hold on to the insurance check, or they want to pay it back on their terms, and they'd rather take the $27,000 insurance check and take their wife to the Bahamas. So, these lines of credit can help them get through those tough times.
Hmm.
And again, keep discussing seasonal demand fluctuations. We even see here at Improvify There's a lot of contractors we're trying to get set up right now for great success in January. And they're saying, hey, man, we'll call you after the holidays. And I'm like, then I said it'll be January 1. And I said, New Year's resolutions, people want to start them on the 1st, like want to lose weight. They don't wait till the
Yeah.
18th. Like Stephanie and Jeff's AI note taker is here. And hey, Jesus, you guys are members of Improvify. So you're structured now for great success January 1 because you're already offering financing. So
Yep.
always think ahead. Introduction cash flow covers costs like materials, labor. We talked about that. Fluctuations, flexibility, use the funds only when needed. You're in the driver's seat with that, which is really nice. There's other things called MCAs, merchant cash advancements. Sometimes people just need money. MCAs are typically a little bit higher on the interest rates and require faster payment backs. So again, when it comes time to talk to our advisors that we have over here at Improvify that do business loans, weigh the balances out. See if a line of credit or an MCA would be better for you, and then make your decision from there. You're never, and I'll say this over and over, you're never obligated to take anything that's given to you. The beautiful thing about our partners that do our business line over here is it's a marketplace. Remember the lending tree for mortgages? You make an application and you choose whoever is the best offer for you. A
Mhm.
marketplace is kind of the same thing for SBA, MCAs, lines of credit, equipment loans. You're in the driver's seat when it comes to choosing or not choosing a loan opportunity over here. Increased buying power. Oh, this is one I didn't even talk about today. Some of our window guys that have lines of credit that they obtained them here last year will use their line of credit for marketing and advertising projects during the year where they want to buy a bunch of ads and run them online for spring promo offer like
Mhm.
1 month. So they've also used it for marketing and advertising. And then, of course, the return back on that can be adjusted and do the KPIs on, all right, we pulled $25,000 out to do this ad campaign online. Here was our rate of return on it. The money that comes in, they pay the line back. So that is also something that I wanted to throw out there for anybody listening to this. You can use it for marketing, advertising purposes as well. Emergency preparedness. There's tons of guys that have trucks that break. The fence guy with his fence hole digger, the roofers with the equipters. Those are like $37,000. And then, of course, they want to wrap them. That's another $6,000. So it can get expensive doing doing a lot of this stuff. Why and when to use it, gaps during project payments, time sensitive opportunities. Yes, that happened this week. We actually had a guy that is buying an investment property and he needed to close on this cash deal fast. So that's another situation where he needed to obtain money to go do something to buy another building for his business. And this is the short-term cash flow was what it came in. Now, if he came through our mortgage division, for a business, for closing on the business, it would have taken 35, 45 days sometimes. Because, just
Mhm.
like us, we just closed on our residential property through Purple Apple Loans. We did it fast. We did it in less than 30 days. But sometimes business ones can take a long time. But instead of that, he knew that he was going to buy the property and then quickly pay that money back off. So that's why and when to use a line of credit. Keeps your business running smoothly when cash flows are low. This is kind of repetitive, but you're getting the drift here. Qualify. How do I qualify? That's the big question. It's almost like taking an application for a home improvement loan at the point of sale. I don't know. You have to have good credit, right? Because the lenders, I've seen like some 640, 650s, but they're looking for mid sixes now, the banks and the lenders and the marketplaces. Of course, if you go lower than that, then we're going to be dipping into an MCA. Merchant cash advancement was, I would say it's hard money, but sometimes it's hard money. The rates will sometimes be higher on an
That's
MC.
a personal credit score for a business line of credit?
It depends how your entity is set up.
Okay.
Yep, yep. And also, we have a guy, Paul say his name proper, Paul Childress, which can help you. This is all he does. He helps businesses establish business credit.
Okay.
And if you're interested, Stephanie, Jesus, anybody watching this, please email me. Email me, chris@improvify.com. He will spend the time to help you and set you up to build your business credit. Now, when we built Improvify, we thought we were doing all the right things here to build our business credit. We found out when we hired, oh my goodness, what's the name of our CPAs and accounts are amazing.
Next level.
Next level accounting. Unbelievable. That's Aaron Andrews and is it
That's my accountant.
Oh my gosh, Stephanie, they're
I just brought him on a few months ago, so
yeah, same. We're in the onboarding process, and my goodness, the things that they uncovered, and we are blessed to have them supporting us and help. I mean, but it's amazing. We found out as well that we were building our Tiffany's credit score went, "Boop." My credit score is already an 850, but we weren't building business credit. Now we're on the right track. So if anybody on this call is seeing this, you're interested in talking to one of our team advisors here about building business credit, costs you absolutely nothing. The guy's amazing. He can run through the basics with you to make sure everything's set up on how to build business credit. His name's Paul. I'll send you the information. Just email me. Cool. Bob and Jerry's is just joining us right now too. Steady revenue, demonstrate consistent cash flow. Of course, a lender's going to weigh out, what your cash flow is, and that's going to be one of the determining factors on how much that they can give you. So, you've got to have revenue coming in. You have to have a good credit score. You have to have debt to income, and you've got to have, your business operating for at least 1 to 2 years for LOC, a line of credit. Some of it might be light doc. Some of it might be a bit heavy doc on tax returns, bank statements, financial records, P&L, balance statement, all that cool stuff. The bottom line is if you need it, apply for it, and then go chase the documents. If you're a brand new business, it will be extremely challenging to get a line of credit with a good interest rate. If you've been in business for 1 to 2 years and have income coming in and a decent credit score and you've got your documents together, you should have no problem obtaining an LOC. Okay. Choose a lender that understands the construction and home improvement industry. Look, that's what we're here for. My team only works with Improvify members. If somebody's not on our platform, we don't work with them. And I'm sorry, I'm not being a snot, but our company, we built this so we could give you exclusivity to this type of lending. The Purple Apple loans, the high loan, the unsecured loans, those are all member-only programs. Somebody that's not an Improvify member can't come in. So when you're sent to my team of advisors, or 17 of them, they know that you are in the construction home improvement space. So everything that they do is structured around knowing that you're a contractor in home improvement because you came through Improvify, right? Be organized. Get documents back to them as fast as possible. Just like we want our consumers to be organized. Now, of course, your unsecured loan is stated to $50,000. If they need a loan to $150,000 unsecured, the lender's going to say immediately, connect us to Plaid or send us your last 2 pay stubs. It's the same thing for a business. If you're applying for a line of credit, they're going to ask you information. So Stephanie, you and I have an advantage. We just call our team over there and they get the docs and we send it in. So prepare your financial documents, expedite, of course, use the marketplace approach. I wrote that in, especially use the marketplace approach to make an educated decision. I can't tell you this enough. You will be bombarded if you go to Google and you type in business line of credit. You will be absolutely bombarded by lenders. If you don't come through us to talk to our advisors, do yourself a favor. If you do go to one of these places, use a marketplace so you can weigh out the offers that come back to you and make an educated decision. And that's exactly what I tell everybody. When they come back to me after they talk to an advisor and like, hey, Chris, is this a good deal? We did it yesterday, right, Tiffany? I said, I don't know. How many options did they give you? He said, just one. I said, call the advisor back and make sure that's the only option that you got approved for. Like,
yeah.
You're offering your customers good, better, and best, or best and better options. Your marketplace should do the same, unless and sometimes there is only one option. You got a 500 credit score. I need $25,000 and I need it tomorrow. You're not a line of credit. You are a MCA. Oh my goodness. And then there's other thing called credit card stacking. If you need money tomorrow, you can get it. Just understand, you're going to pay for it. That's like Joey on the corner up in New Jersey. Yeah, he'll give you money. You're going to be paying for it. So anyway, if there's anything that you take away from this today, Options. Talk to the advisor. Do it from a consultative approach. Sit back, measure your options out, and then make your buying decision from there. That's my takeaway. Hey, Chris, man, look, bro, dude, I don't want any more debt. Cool. Who? Well, the only guy that I know that doesn't want debt is Kramer. Like, right? Debt. Come on, man. We all debt. Debt is debt, but having a line of credit isn't creating debt. It's about giving you, and I've said this repeatedly today, it's the damn safety net and give you the financial agility. It's like the quote in the beginning. It's the tool. Sometimes you don't need the tool today, but damn it all, it's going to be in the toolbox when I do need it. And it's that day that you need it because you never know you need it. I mean, it was just like such repetitive stuff today talking about lines of credit, but I hear it. And when times are good, nobody needs it. And now it's winter time and people are like, hey, man, I'm having a cash flow issue. Cool. Did you get a line of credit this summer? No, man, we were busy. Things were good. So anyway, we don't need it right now. Line of credit is the most valuable. You set it up when you need it, waiting until the cash flow issues could limit your options. Hell yeah. Because now that they've got cash flow issues and the lender's asking them to send what's your income monthly? And they're like, well, in the summer it was 50 and now it's 1,000. That's the problem. So if we're getting ahead of this now, if I'm planting any seeds that anyone's watching this either live or in the future, get it while things are good and sit on it. Smart mom, build credit worthy over time. Just talk about MCA programs. This comes down to what the need is. And your advisor's going to ask you, why do you need the money? When do you need it? And that's usually setting up the reasons why. The gentleman the other day needed to buy a building and he needed to close on it fast with cash. So he wasn't waiting around for an LOC. He went to an MCA, Merchant Cash Advancement Program. Cost more money, but he needed the money. I asked him, when are you going to pay it back? And he goes, as soon as possible, so that he was at least being responsible. He had a plan on paying it back. Some companies will just throw an MCA down your throat, and then you're stuck paying a 15.99%, weekly payment that you just can't swallow. So don't let it put you out of business. Be responsible. Know what your plan is to pay the money back, please. Key takeaways: business line of credit's flexible. It's a reusable tool. You can dig in, you can pay it back, you can redraw, you can draw. It helps with the bridge the cash flow gaps, seizing growth opportunities for your company, unexpected marketing, loss of an employee, a piece of equipment breaks. Qualifying line of credit can be urgently needed to ensure business is ready for any situation. It is your safety net. It is your safety net. When is it a business line of credit? Is best when you want it for flexible solutions for short-term cash flow, or you need a large sum of cash flow for a long period of time. So those are the two reasons on when a business line of credit is a good idea. Is it hard to get one? Well, how long is a string? I don't know. Credit score, income, years in business. All of the marketplace lenders will have eligibility criteria, just like when you're using your unsecured and secured loan at the point of sale. There's criteria. Our unsecured, what do they need? They need a 600 FICO. It's stated income. It's total gross annual household income. On my secured loan, they need to have a 640. So these are the parameters that we do in unsecured lending, just like in lines of credit for business. They have thresholds and guidelines as well to see if you're eligible for funding. What credit score do you need? Well, the MCAs could be down in the fives. Your lines of credit from the banks with good interest rates will probably be in the 660 and up. So that is that. Now, what do you need? It's going to sometimes depend, but I made the short list of what you would need. Last 6 months business bank statements, a driver's license, of course, voided check, recent business tax return, P&L, unaudited balance sheet, something like that. Application process is simple, and it's a soft credit pull with our team. 24 to 72 hours, you should have offers back to make your educated decision. Qualifications for LOC. I chose LOC to discuss, not MCA here. 650, 660 and up FICO, 1 to 2 years in business, positive monthly revenue, meaning money coming in, strong cash flow, and 8+ deposits each month. Well, this pile of stuff right here will probably get you a very good approval in a line of credit. Okay. Excellent. This is the end of me speaking. I like to keep these at about a half an hour. Does anybody have a question on LOC? And I mean, I guess the next question would be, hey, Chris, how do we apply for one, right? You can just reach out to me, Chris at Improveify Chris@improveify.com. That's Chris@improveify.com. And I just need, of course, your name, your email, name of your business, and telephone number, and we'll get you over on with an advisor so you can talk about what your particular needs are. What questions does anybody have out here on lines of credit or anything else pertaining to anything that we went over here today, or just anything that you want to talk? This is your time.
I guess I have a question that hopefully is going to be a moot point for me here pretty shortly, but I mentioned we just hired Aaron's team. So they are in the process of wrapping up the last 3 years of our business tax returns. So we have not had those,
Yes.
which is the main reason why I haven't even really looked into something like this.
Yep.
So fortunately, I think we're coming to the end of that. So it is what it is. But if I said to you, am I eligible for what or how much more difficult is it to be eligible without business tax returns if I have good bank statements and assuming in
I would
conjunction?
get you on with an advisor immediately today. Tell them what your situation is and see if what you have right now would help.
Okay.
Will not, these are good people. They're in our portfolio. They work with us. They're my team that does this. It will never hurt you to get on the phone now to say, hey, here's the state of the state. This is where we are. Here's where our revenue is. This is what I have on hand. And you're probably like us in about what they say 30, 45 days, they'll be wrapping everything up with us. We're going to have everything. We're going to have full financials, P&L, balance, like all the stuff that we didn't even know that we needed to do. Oh my Lord.
Right, right.
Was it shocking for you going through the process? Like,
It's well, I knew we were not in a good place. I haven't had great
no,
numbers,
it's
but
okay. We did too. It was fine. It wasn't that we were in a bad place. We just didn't know what we
our
didn't.
books were in a bad place.
Same. We didn't know what we didn't know. But now since we
Right.
hired them, holy cow, now we know. And it feels good. And we're like, they're like, and we're like, it's okay. We're fine with it. Like we're
Yeah.
prepared to go, oh, we really screwed up there, which is okay because that's what they're so good at. And I'm so glad. And Tiffany actually sleeps well at night now because in the beginning, for 6 months, I don't think she slept well. But I didn't know that this was keeping her up at night until we hired them. And then she came to me, she goes, this is the stuff that kept me up at night. So yeah. Anybody listening to this, what Stephanie and I are talking about is our accountant and CPA team that we hired and also Stephanie hired, and they are a partner of Improveify's as well. They help, I don't even know, they're accountants and CPAs, and they help keep you in business and out of jail. Like, how's that? Great team, trusted advisors, and they know the contracting space really, really well. So yeah, I would say, Stephanie, reach out, get on the phone with an advisor and just say, hey, here's where we're at. What else do you need? Are we in a good place now to at least take a look at what the opportunities are?
Sure.
Cool. Awesome. Hey, Jesus, Mitch, you guys have anything?
No, sir. Caught the tail end of that one. Just got back to the office, but sounds
Yeah,
pretty good.
this was a different one. Mitch, I normally do a lot of training on financing and sales and advertising and like it's really lender home improvement focused.
Yes, sir.
But I had Mitch this week. I had about 5 people that reached out to me between mid last week and this week about lines of credit, business capital. They're just in a tough space because it's the seasonality thing that we have in contracting, right? And I
Right.
think it's appropriate that I pop on here and do this for my market for 375 contractors that are in the membership program and the 5,000 that are under them, that they know that there's lines of credit out there to help them during this time of the year. So if this is
Yes, sir.
helpful for you, I hope so. If not, put it in your back pocket and pass it on up the line that we have lines of credit, equipment loans, business capital, working capital to help contractors like you guys. I saw your job
Yes.
that you were doing over in was it Land O'Lakes? And they had, I think you guys have an equipter, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So those are like $37,000.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. And then they want them wrapped. And there's another 5 grand, right? So it's not like people are just sitting on $40,000 for a piece of equipment. That's what a line of credit and equipment loan will do for you. So I'm
Yes,
glad
sir.
I did this, and it's nice to see you, Mitch. How are you?
Yeah, doing well, sir. I got actually one of my reps here, and he was asking me the same thing. He's like, is this always, specific to lines of credit stuff?" I said, "No, it's a
Yeah,
mixture. It's kind of all over the
yeah,
place." So,
yeah. So and to that point, anybody watching this right now, go back into the program training center And
Mhm.
right at the top are the other, every week they're recorded. So I'll take this meeting now and I'll put it in there and I'll put the deck in there. So you go back to the program training center and you'll see like the last 10 or 11 weeks that we've done on different topics. The 3 buying personas, how to position financing, how to dominate a local market. And they're all short 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I went a little long today because I wanted to chit chat with Stephanie, but they're all usually right around a half an hour long. So.
Okay.
And
Very
Mitch,
cool.
if Mitch, Jesus, Stephanie, if you guys need anything from us at all as far as training and advice, reach out. We're here to support you in your business growth. Okay.
Very cool.
Cool.
Great. Thanks, Chris.
Awesome. Have a blessed day. Talk to you guys soon. See you next Wednesday on the 11 o'clock call.
Awesome. Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
Over now.